fishermen. They knew what they were doing. They knew that the best time to go to fish was what time? Night time. That was the best time. They went there. They worked hard. They used their methods that many times before had worked. And now, after catching nothing, they were washing their nets. Now listen to this, friends, because I believe this is the key of the whole passage. They were washing their nets. Let me ask you a question. If Jesus will look at our church today, or churches around this area today, or will look at our very own Denver West Seventh-day Adventist Church, what would he see? I want to suggest, friends, that he will find us washing our nets. See, this is so important, friends. Listen up. Washing our nets for a fisherman is work, isn't it? It's part of the work. But I want to suggest also that though it is work, it is not the most important work. Many are doing different things in churches today. See, we are having nice programs washing our nets. We are leading seminars washing our nets. We are putting together big meetings washing our nets. We are worshiping at home. We are working with young people. We are holding ceremonies in the churches. We are having home churches. We are having small groups. We are having worship committee, church board meetings, this committee, that committee. But friends, all this is work. All this is necessary to be done. But I want to tell you, friends, what Jesus is saying is us washing our nets. Because though this is work, is not the most important work that we are called to do. What is the most important? Fishing. What is that most important work? See, the disciples were washing their nets. After a long night of work, they were washing their nets, preparing their tools. Work. But now listen, since they didn't catch any fish, they were washing the nets because everything that they will find in their nets were, instead of fish, they were finding stones. They were finding clay. They were finding dirt. And many more things. But they were not finding the most important thing. What was it, friends? They were not finding fish. So listen up, when we are doing what is not that important or the most important task, we will continue finding some dirt around us. Oh friends, am I making sense here? Amen. Are you understanding what the Bible is teaching us? Amen. Yes, we have to do all this work. Yes, there must be someone working behind the computer. Yes, there must be somebody working with the sound system. That's work. Amen. A work that needs to be done. But it's not the most important work. Until we don't get into making the most important work a reality, we will continue finding dirt around us. Amen. Clay, stones. When we get into that condition, when we are into that status, the only solution that we can experience is a miracle. A miracle will take us away from that situation. And this is what took place here. If you go to verse 3 with me. Then Jesus got into one of the boats, which was whose? Peter. Simon's, and asked him to put out a little from the land. And he sat down and taught the multitudes from where? from the boat. Verse 4. When he has stopped speaking, he said to Simon, listen up, launch out into the deep and lay down your nets for a catch. Observe, friends, that when they were working so hard, using the methods that they have used all their lives, that work didn't work. You see what's the difference between what is going to happen now and what took place the whole night? The whole night, Jesus wasn't there. Do you see the difference? Now, when they are about to make the biggest catch of all their lives, the difference is that now Jesus is there. Friends, the presence of Jesus makes a difference. You can work hard all night long, every day. You can use all the methods. You can use the best methods. But if Jesus is not in your duty, in the task that you are in, it will not work. Jesus needs to be the beginning. Jesus needs to be the middle. Jesus needs to be the end of everything that we are called to do. So they were working all night long. But what they were out for, they didn't find. All that Jesus said was, do it again. See, friends, the words of Jesus are life in our power. We might be so worn out because we already tried it all. We might be so tired, so weary because we already did our part. And sometimes, see friends, I have seen many people working so hard, 8 hours a day, working so hard to bring bread to their tables, that they don't have more energy, that they don't have more power, that they don't have more desires to go out and still tell people about Jesus. But friends, when we obey Jesus, after those 8 hours of work, you come home and you obey the voice of Jesus saying, just go out and work more time. There is one person that I want to reach through you. There is one soul that is waiting for you to tell them about me. Just one more time. When we obey Jesus, then we will have the power to launch out the ship of preaching. So why is it that the gospel is not being preached, even though people are looking and in need, so deep need of this gospel? It's simply because we choose to stay there in that comfy chair instead. And everybody is well justified when after working 8 hours, you go back home and you just sit down on that chair. You have worked, you're tired. But now Jesus is saying to you the same thing that he said to the disciples. Just one more time. Just one more time. Just stand up, get out of your house, and just one more time. Launch out your boat to the deep and lay down your nets. Now you would say, but I'm tired. You would say, but I did my part today, I already worked. Well, friends, if you obey God, you will not only be blessed, you will be abundantly blessed. Because those who obey God and those who follow His voice receive an extra energy, receive an extra power to do what we are called to do. Amen. See, if you are an engineer, if you are a teacher, if you work at McDonald's, or whatever you work, that's what you do to bring bread to life. But you have been called to be an ambassador for God. Amen. That's your career. That's why you exist in this world. Amen. All that you have to do, if you're feeling tired, you just come to the rock, to the source. Amen. Wasn't Jesus who said, if you're weary and tired, just come to me, I will give you rest. See, that rest is a powerful word. Amen. It's not just rest that now you will be able to sleep. It has to do with you receiving power to do what you have been called to do. Amen. I admire so much people that after working 8 hours, that after doing all that they have to do during the day, they still find time to serve the Lord. Amen. That brings us to verse 4. And verse 4 says, when Jesus had stopped speaking, he said to Simon, okay, launch out your boats. He taught. And now he said, launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch. Let down your nets. During the day. See, these guys worked all night long. They knew what they were raised. They have scales even. They spent more time in the water than outside. Most likely they could even breathe in the water. No, I'm kidding. They were not that good. There were no fish during the night. In Peter's mind, this is just absurd. This doesn't make sense. And see, this is why we also think this church, come on, this community, this neighborhood, we have been here for years. And nothing has happened. We have tried this and that and this and that, and nothing has worked. Just as he said, just one more time. Amen. No, trust me, because now I'm telling you what to do. Now I'm saying go. Now I'm giving you the commandment to do what you are supposed to do. Now I am here. Amen. Verse 5 says, but Simon answered and said to Jesus. Now this is Simon, the big mouth Peter. Right? This is talkative Peter. This is the one that always had answers to everything and anything. Master, we have toiled all night and caught nothing. Was that logic? Yeah. Was that real? Yeah. They worked all night long. They knew what they were doing, but they caught how much? Nothing. Now, the word that comes after this, and those who were here when we studied about the Gethsemane of Jesus, this is the key word that we found in that passage. And now, maybe the master got it from the disciple, because Jesus at the Gethsemane uses the same structure in his prayer. Let this cup, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless. See, Peter is saying, I already worked, I already did it. It doesn't make sense. I'm tired. I don't have energy to go out again. Nevertheless, this is what Peter says. At your word, I will lay down the net. I'm tired. I know there is no fish in this lake. I know this is not going to work. But since you're saying I will work because you are saying it, I will lay down the nets. See, friends, Peter was thinking about the failure of that evening. Peter was thinking about all the methods that he used and didn't work. Peter was being just human like any one of us. See, it is a tendency to think that certain things that were done 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, since they didn't work, they will not work today. We tend to dwell on the failures, friends. That's our tendency. We tend to bring to our minds that since it didn't work out there in Aurora, then it will not work here. We tend to dwell on our failures. You know Thomas Edison, right? When he was asked one time by a laboratory worker how he could go on after thousands of failures, Thomas Edison's reply was, failures? I haven't failed. I have found thousands of combinations that will not work. And as we know, he did not quit. A few days later, he invented the light bulbs that we are getting benefited out of now. See, thanks to people that don't rely on that, don't dwell on failures, is that we are having the benefits of today. Amen. But here's the key, friends. Peter was relying on his failures, just as we do today. But here's the key. Peter said, at your word, I will let down the net.